Hello foam warriors, I'm DrFlux. In today's video we're checking out the Nerf Rival Perses. Let's jump right in. So, the Nerf Rival Perses. Boy, is this an amazing blaster. This thing, I don't think there's any other blaster right off the shelf that has a faster rate of fire than this thing. And if you know of one, please let me know, because this thing, the stock performance of this, and I chronographed this before I did mods on it, and it was hitting, it was hitting exactly what it claimed of, 190 to 100 FPS. The rate of fire was just consistent. It has a much better feed mechanism in here than the Prometheus or the Nemesis. This thing seems to have a kind of a quicker, snappier trigger pull out of the box, and I really believe it has a better rate of fire for stock. I think it has something to do with how they pinch the how they funnel in the balls down in there, because it makes a nice line. Now if you look at the Prometheus or the Nemesis, they actually have a little bit more room. It's a little bit wider, which kind of allows two balls to fall in, and then they work themselves out to go to one. This one is very slender, so I'm thinking that kind of helps with the rate of fire. Now, as you can see on here, I have a RadBlasters Hopper. Now, I had a little bit of fitting issue with this. I did have to Dremel a little bit up here. I had to print a spacer in this part. I don't know, here, so you can see this. I just noticed when I put the two pieces on, there was a gap. So I don't know. It was kind of weird. So I just printed. What I did is I took the file, I cut it, and then just printed the ring and slid it in there, and actually just super glued it in place. And of course, put the screws in. They have some setting screws here to kind of hold it all in. Yeah, it works great though. So. And I've also got the added darts kit for the kind of lower the profile of this thing. So, as you can see, I don't have a top lid yet. I will be ordering one because I don't have any TBE or TPU or whatever, the flexible filament yet. So I'll probably just buy a standard paintball cover for that. I think they actually sell it at, I think Luke sells them at Added Arts. So the very cool thing about this mod that I'm extremely happy with is for the battery compartment. If I can work this, it's got kind of a two-stage type of lock. So the battery compartment actually allows for, I can put this is a 3S. I can do a 2S, and I can even put the stock. I can even go back and put the stock battery back in there. So, and still works. So, the versatility of this is just amazing. I love that ability to just, go backwards compatible, and if I need to, and just so you know, I have the chronograph readings of the original battery. And they actually compare to a 2S LiPo. So, if you want to hit around 90 to 100 FPS, use a 2S or use the original. If you want to go and hit a little harder, this thing was averaging in 100. I think I did 105, 107. I did notice the first trigger pull, I would get 100 plus, and then the second trigger pull, or as I held it more than a split second, another round would fire. And that would drop down to 90, sometimes 80. But that first fire was consistently hitting 100 on a 3S LiPo. So that's pretty cool. As you can see, I went with the old school 90s Nerf type of color scheme. It's kind of, I'm liking how it looks. Feels great. I might do a forward grip up here just to kind of give it something, but I don't know. This thing is just, I prefer this type of handle. So this is a little bit uncomfortable if you want to do it that way, so I might throw it on there, just see how it feels. But I'm just very, very pleased with how this turned out. Now, I primarily followed Luke's guide from Out of Darts on how to rewire this. And if you want to see an in-depth, detailed mod guide, I highly recommend checking out that video. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fast forward through what I did and talk about some of the issues I had. But if you want more in-depth detail, I would recommend checking out that video. So the first thing to note is, like he pointed out, all the screws are pretty much the same size. So that's really cool. You don't have to worry about, you know, small screws here, long screws here. This is kind of exclusive to the Perses, is that the electronics inside here are very, very good. And I actually repurposed, this is Luke's recommendation as well, that I repurposed a lot of the wiring and some of the boards that interface with the actual motors. I reuse those too. And everything works fine on a 3S. I've actually already fired a couple hundred rounds through this and have had no issues on 3S. So some of the other parts that I got from Out of Darts, I got the trigger, I got the switch plate, the mounting plates, I got the low profile hopper release, which is nice because the other one snags, had his tendency to snag all the time. So now I have that nice low profile. And stock motors in here, so didn't have to replace motors. But yeah. Then of course, printed this myself. I will put a link in the description for the Thingiverse files. Also printed a battery door cover. I actually chopped this on my bandsaw because I was having fitting issues because I did not order the XT-60 connection that is bulkhead mounting, which I do recommend using. I took a different approach in which I put a ton of plastic bond weld type of two-part epoxy, and I kind of built up a nice cradle around it, and it is rock solid, so I don't anticipate this thing breaking off. But if it does, it's going to be pretty stressful because I have to open everything up and reattach it. And if that does happen, I will replace it with the bulkhead mounting XT-60, which if you don't have any of those, I highly recommend grabbing a few. I think I went to get some and they're out. I'm not sure. But I will be ordering more because they are just a dream for this type of mounting in here. Especially if you want to retain the old battery, because as you can see, these prongs are right up against that wall there. And so you want the XT-60 connection to not really interfere with this battery going in. So that's why it has a nice flush mounting in there, so you can do either or. And of course, Luke also sells one of these that is fitted for that, but you can just get one off of Thingiverse. I will also post this file if you would like to print this. Let's talk a little bit about accuracy. This thing performs just like most Rival Blasters. The only difference is, I would say, the rate of fire and the power in which this delivers those hits. It is pretty hard to not miss a target at 40 feet. I'd say up to 40 feet. 35 to 40 feet, like you're going to be pretty much dominating any targets you see within that engagement range. So for Rival, that's to be expected, but what puts us above the rest is just the consistent rate of fire. I have a modded a 3S lipoed Chaos, which the performance of the Chaos on 3S is kind of hard to beat because you have that consistent spring-fed magazine system. So every trigger pull is a fire. You don't really get that with this. It's for my testing, this thing is like, or if I pull the trigger 10 times, I would say 7 to 8 of those times it will fire. Okay, so it is not that consistent rate of that consistent trigger pull to fire that many believe should just be present when shooting a blaster. You pull the trigger, it should fire. So that is a little bit annoying with these conveyor belt hopper type of Rival Blasters, but when comparing this to the Prometheus, to the Nemesis, I would say this one is superior by far. But like I said, it doesn't quite beat the Chaos. If you can get a modded Chaos with several of those magazines, that thing it's the best way for you to fire Rival, in my opinion. But this is definitely up there. Now the Chaos has a 40, I think it's 40 round, 40 or 50. So it's kind of high capacity. Now, if you can get like 4 or 5 of those magazines, yeah, you're in pretty good shape. But this thing with the hopper on it, you know, I think, what am I at, 250 or so? I have to fill this up and actually count out the rounds and see how much exactly I can cram in here. And something crazy that kind of popped in my head was, you know, this mag release system is not that bad, as I struggle with it. What do I do? Oh, there we go. So this thing, if I had a lid on it, I could almost, I mean, it's crazy to have, I only have one Perses, but if I could get another one, that could almost be stored, which, to have a swappable mag, ooh, that would be pretty insane, you know. So it is possible, though. I mean, that is not the hardest mag swap, you know, just a boom boom. So something to consider, you know, just to have that much capacity on you. I'd imagine you probably would keep this in a backpack or something, you know, something where you could just, you know, the reload process of this would be a little bit slower than normal, but it's a lot faster than taking, you know, I use paintball tubes and I would just dump them in. So still, it'd be faster than that. But this thing is pretty impressive. I was fortunate enough to get a hold of one. I actually been trying to get one of these for a few months now. And my local Targets, they had them. They were pretty spendy. So I was kind of like, should I spend the full price? And one day I went in, they dropped down to, I want to say $69 or $60 something. And I was like, oh, I need to get that. But I didn't have money at that time. And I ended up coming back a couple days later. And of course, they're all gone. So I was pretty bummed out. But during all the stuff that's been going on, I've been kind of shopping online, and I saw at Best Buy, they actually had these on sale. They had them on clearance, and they were only up for a couple days. And so I did an online order and got it for, I think after everything was said and done, it was around 70 something bucks. So really cool, really happy to finally get one of these, because when it comes to Rival, this is the king of Rival. Well, I hope you all liked this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, happy nerfing.